Hey guys, this is Alishia with Young 40 Mom Crafts coming to you today to show you how to make these wipes. You can call them artificial TP, you can call them scrubbies, you can call them anything you want. It is an alternative to this mass hysteria that's going on in this country right now. That would be actually worldwide. It's going crazy. But anyway, so I wanted to come to you today and show you how to make something that could be usable and reusable. Just throw it in the wash, just like we did back in the day when we had cloth diapers. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, I am having to film this again and splice it with the rest of the videos because I don't know how I did it, but I ended up losing the beginning clip. So hopefully I'll be able to sync this together. I apologize, they're going to look two totally different angles. Okay, so to get started, on these handy dandy hiney wipes, butt wipes, body wipes, whatever you want to call them, you're going to need some yarn. I am using cotton yarn. This is the Peaches and Cream. You can use any color. If you want to use white, I don't recommend using white because white tissue you end up throwing down the toilet anyway. These, of course, you do not, so you can use any color you want to mask it. Shoot, you could use brown, you could use, any color because you're going to wash them anyway. So, and if you use them as facial tissues as well, or facial scrubs, or even washcloths. Of course, they're kind of small for washcloths, but anyway. So this is a medium 4 ply, and I'm going to be using a 4.5 millimeter hook. Let's see if you can see that. Okay, so you need that. You need a pair of scissors or snips. I am going to use, I have this attached to this because I keep it hooked on a basket that I keep my yarn in. But this is a needle threader. It's to help you thread your needle. I will show you that at the end. And my cat decided to jump on my back while I'm doing this. So apparently I'm not supposed to be filming this today. Let's see if I can get him to go away. Okay. And then you're also going to need some type of darning needle. I like the ones that have the crooks on them, mainly because when I do my amigurumi, this just really helps me get in there with a big eye. Say eye. And a very sharp point, because it's going to help me split my threads, and I'll explain all that later as well. And if you're going to stop in between your projects, of course, some type of stitch marker. But I won't be using that because I'm going to go ahead. It doesn't take that long to make these. So to get started, you're going to do a slip knot. And I'll show you how I do my slip knot. It's very simple. I just wrap it around my finger and I hold where the cross point is. I stick my needle through here, through the hole. I grab my thread and I pull it through. Some people do the method where they wrap it on their finger. But this just is so quick and easy for me to do it that way. And this is how I thread I hold my thread to hold for the tension for this size yarn anyway. Now if I'm using a smaller thread, I will do it this way. But for a 4 weight, I just do this and I flow. Okay, so to get started, you're going to chain 20. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I'm going to have to unravel this ball and put it in my handy dandy basket. So you're going to chain 20. And what we are making, it's going to look like this, but I showed you this earlier. Okay, so we're going to do the beginning of what I actually filmed doing that one. All right, so After you do that, you're going to do a +1. Whatever size you decide to make this, you're going to do your stitches +1. Your +1 is not going to count as a regular stitch. You're going to go into the second chain from the hook, and you're going to do a single crochet. You're going to do a single crochet all the way across. And those of you who don't know what a single crochet is, you put your needle through the hole, grab the yarn, pull it through, wrap the yarn, and pull it through both loops, and that is your single crochet. So we're going to do a single crochet all the way across, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, and once you get to the end, it should look like this. No matter what color you use, that should be about the length that you want. When you get to the end, you're going to chain 2, turn your work. In your first stitch, you're going to wrap your yarn, and you're going to do a half double crochet. Now you want it to be fairly tight, only because of what you're going to be using this for, obviously. So those of you who don't know how to do a half double, you wrap your yarn, you put it in the stitch, you wrap your yarn, pull it through, wrap your yarn, and pull it through all 3. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You're going to do this all the way across. You're going to do a half double crochet all the way across for row number 2. And I will meet you at the end, because this is where I leave you and go back to my camera. Okay guys, get focused back in here. Alright, I'm on the last stitch here. The last stitch, of course, is going to be a half double crochet. Okay, at this point you're going to chain 2. You're going to turn your work, and we're going to work on row number 3. Row number 3, you're going to work in the back loop only. And if you're not familiar with that, what the back loop is right here. Let's see if I can get my pen. This is your front loop of your V, and this is your back loop of your V. We're going to go in this stitch right here and go in through the back loop. Actually, it would have been better probably if I showed you with this needle. So we're going into the back loop right here. Okay, so you've got your chain 2. You're going to go wrap your needle, and you're going to do another row of half double crochets. So you're going to go in the back loop, have 3 loops on your hook, wrap it around, pull through all 3. That's your half double crochet. You're going to do that in the very back loop all the way across. Now when you've gotten to the end, you're going to do your chain 2 and turn. So I will meet you back there at that point. Okay guys, now that we're at the end of our 3rd row, it should look something like this. Okay, we've got our chain 2. Now we're going to work on our 4th row. And our 4th row is still going to be our half double crochet, but instead of working in the back loop like we did the previous row on row 3, on row 4 we're going to work in the front loop. Front loop only. So you've got your chain 2, and instead of working in this back loop, we're going to work in this front loop right here. Okay? So it's a little more tricky than it is the back loop. I find the back loop's a lot easier to work with than the front loop. I go a little bit slower when it comes to my front loop. So half double crochet in the, again, the front loop only. Okay, half double crochet all the way across, and I will meet you. Oops. Snags. I'll do that sometimes with this cotton yarn. I will meet you back. All right, now that we're there at the end of row 4. Sorry guys, I had to turn the music down and realize it was so loud. Okay, so the end of row 4, you're going to have a flat panel on this side. And then on this side, you're going to have ridges. Okay, so what you're going to do now for rows 5 through 12, you're going to repeat rows 3 and 4. So you did your chain 2, you're going to work in the back loop, half double crochet all the way across, chain 2, turn your work, half double crochet in the front loop, chain 2, turn your work. You're going to do that for a total of, let's see, 8 more rows, for a total of 12 rows. So once you get that done, I will meet you back here and we'll go from there. I've gotten to the end of my rows and I need to correct that. Instead of making 12 rows total, you need to make 11. I'm sorry, I did not calculate that correctly. Please forgive me. Take out that last row. This is my first time doing something this serious, so I do apologize for that. So you are going to have 12 rows, but your 12th row is going to be a single crochet. So when you get to the end of your 11th row, you're going to chain 1. Let me zoom in a little bit. It's going to be pretty simple though. I'm going to show you how I weave in my ends, because everybody does it a little different, I think. The first thing I do is I've got a sharp needle, and the reason why I have a sharp needle to weave in my ends in this case is because I can pierce the threads and it makes it harder for it to come out when I'm having to wash these, because you are going to wash them. So anyway, so it's got a really big eye, but it's a sharp needle. So you're going to weave in this way. You're going to weave in this way. Now if you're using colored yarn, you're not going to use this method because you're not going to want it to show. I'm going to do one more. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to weave in through here, and see what I was talking about, where it pierces the threads if it's a sharp needle. So I'll go all the way to the end and pull it through, and make sure it's not pulled tight and that you can't see your seam. I'm going to turn it around this way, and then I'm going to go back through and pick up some more stitches this way. So this way it locks your threads in. It makes it harder for it to come out if you go back and forth. And then pull it to where it doesn't misshapen, but it's flat. And then just snip it off. That makes it harder for it to come undone when you put it through the wash as well. And I'm going to go weave in my other end, and I will meet you. Okay guys, I wanted to show you this as well. I'm going to zoom in as tight as I can. Alright, I'm weaving in my other end, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's frayed. See how it's frayed? And unless you lick it, get it wet or whatever, it's going to be hard to get it through that without splitting your threads. I mean, see what I'm talking about? It splits your threads. So what I use is I go ahead and weave my needle in where I need it to be, like that, and then I use my needle threader. I love these things. I'm going to have them available in my shop one day. I've got plenty to put in there to sell, but anyway. So what you do is you just slide it, and there's a little niche right here that you can put it on, and then you take your thread, lay your thread across where the hook is, and then just pull it through. So easy. It makes it a lot easier than trying to split your thread and try to push it through your eye if your eye is too small, or if your thread is starting, your yarn is starting to split. So yeah. So get that. Alright. Now that it's done, let me zoom back out. Alright, so that's done. Now, there is another option that you can do with this, and this is about the size that you want, because, I mean, it's a square, and you can tell how it's a square by the way you fold the tips together. It makes a perfect 90-degree angle. So that's your square. Okay? Now the other option that you can do, if you didn't want to do that, and the reason why I do it on this way is because you can see the ridges of the work, and you can see it in your own work. And the reason why I like the ridges is because if you are using this to wipe something or scrub something or use it to clean something, whatever you need to clean, that's perfectly fine. It's going to help with a little bit of texture on that side. And then you've got the smooth side on this side. And that's what you can either use this side so that you can have a better grip with your hand, or you could use this side to get a better grip on what you were scrubbing or wiping. And vice versa, there's a smooth side as well. It doesn't have to be white, it can be any color. The alternative, and here's another one that I've made too. I like this one. This one's a pretty color. The alternative that you can do is if you were to do a single crochet. Now with the single crochet method, you're not going to do the ridges like in the other ones. What you're going to do is just single crochet back and forth. Now how I've done this one is, and you're going to do it instead of the half double crochets. You would chain 20 plus 1, then you would go up into the second loop from the hook, just like you did in the beginning of this pattern. You're going to single crochet all the way across, chain 1, single crochet all the way across, chain 1, single crochet all the way across, up to 20 rows, and that's going to be your square. So that'll be your 90-degree angle square. And it makes a tighter stitch as well. I use these, actually I'll make a slightly bigger version. I'll do 30 by 30 and use it as a dishcloth. It's great for dishcloths. And then all you have to do is just take them and throw them in the washing machine. Let's see, here's what I've got. I've got several more, but just throw them in the washing machine when you rinse them out, if you're using them for unsanitary uses. I'm trying to be diplomatic. This is more pliable. It's a thinner material that you've made, or a softer material that you've made. This is going to be a rougher material that you've made, but it's not going to be as porous by doing just single crochet. You just throw them in the washing machine. You can wash them on hot with the cotton. If it's colored, I don't recommend bleaching it. Unless it's a solid color, you can bleach it. Well, it would actually just, it would just fade it. I mean, if you're not concerned about the coloring and you're more concerned about what you need to use it for, then I would suggest using it in hot bleach water. And you can tumble dry these on medium. And even if they shrank, it would be okay because of what you're using it for. You're not wearing it as a garment, so the shrinkage is okay with these. Now your other option is going to be, other than the single crochet, is that you could use acrylic yarn. Now if you use acrylic yarn, it's not going to wipe as clean because acrylic is a form of plastic. It's made from a form of plastic. So here is the other option that you can do. I did this in squares with a continuous square, and then this would be what you would put on a roll. I would think maybe for a gag gift. Yeah, so I'm in the process of making that. But anyway, so this would be the acrylic version. Same concept. You're going to do 20 plus 1. You're going to do your single crochet row. Then you're going to do your half double crochet row. And with this, I did I didn't do the back loop like on the cotton or the front loop on the cotton. I did just straight half double crochet stitches back and forth. And then for this row, I did a chain 3, half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, chain 1, all the way across to the end. And then I came back up and I did chain 2 and half double crochet all the way across, and now I'm on my second version. Obviously, you cannot use this in a wiping situation. It's more of a gag gift situation because this is not, of course, true perforation. It cannot be pulled apart. Therefore, it cannot be used for a toilet paper situation. It's more of a gag gift because of the rampant everybody going crazy about this, getting, buying up all the toilet paper and paper towels and stuff. And from what I understand, the reason why people are doing that is in case they're having to be quarantined or the stores end up being closed and we don't have access to it and we need to have it. So anyway, this is an alternative for you crocheters out there if you want to do something like this for your family and and yeah, and just help them out. These are ideal. These can be used. We did it for years with baby cloth diapers. These can be used on your babies. It can be used on yourself. It can be used to clean. It can be used for anything. So I highly recommend the cotton as opposed to the acrylic. But if acrylic is all you have, it's a little bit rougher. It will shrink in the dry. So because like I said, it's a plastic, it will usually acrylic is machine wash and dryable. This I'm doing with, let's see, Pound of Love. Yeah, I'm doing this with Pound of Love. It's a Lime brand, Pound of Love. So let me see what this is. I'm having to read it upside down. There's 1,020 yards, so I would guess you could get a whole bunch of. This is machine wash and dryable. It absolutely is. I don't know if you could do it on a high setting. But yeah, again, it's the 4-ply worsted. 100% premium acrylic. Oh, because it's premium acrylic, probably. Alright, so yeah, so you could do that if that's what you wanted to do. So yeah, that's what I've got for you. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next video. And if you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. Oh, not that one, this one. Give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and that way every time I post a new video, you will get notified. And I will see you guys next go around. Thank you so much. Peace out.